And ignition. Main engines on, all boosters ignited. We have a lift off. Alright, today is the greatest day. It's the day that we're gonna conquer Duna. But first, stage 1 complete. I had to build a lot of staging booster in this because I have needed a lot of thrust to lift off this main shuttle. Basically, it's a lot of solid rocket booster and 3 main stage we will talk about soon enough. But first, what up you guys? It's your boy WOLVSAid the engineer, and this is Duna mission version 2. Okay, so we screwed up last time, but this time we actually made it in one piece mostly, and we actually came back. And now the third stage, the last boosters. There we go, Jenny Kerman, it's coming your way. So the idea have started a couple of months back, where I wanted to conquer Duna since we are on our way to conquer Mars. So we're picking up speed, we are almost ready for our gravity turn. Let's decouple the booster and off they go. Now we'll start the gravity turn. It's a little bit too late for a gravity turn, but we did not accumulate enough speed. So now we go 250 and we're almost 10 kilometers up. This stage, or all these stages, should be able to take me up to orbit approximately 600 kilometers. And the reason I'm aiming for that is I don't like waiting for the transfer window at 10 times the speed of time. So but let's take a moment first to admire this glorious creation. This is basically an SSTO, which is launched through a rocket, pretty much like the shuttle system. And now, as it seems we're running out of fuel, the first main engine has been decoupled. Look at them, beautifully go. Alright, so now we have to fix our orbit. I'm planning again for 600 kilometers, or as much as the fuel can carry me. So with current speed, we are actually able to reach space. Now we are pitching down to 0, and off we go. Look at the beautiful sun. So we're also out of fuel in this stage. We are decoupling. All these stages was designed in a nice way, so whenever the staging happened, the rocket would fall backward, so it would not touch the craft. Now this is the main or the last stage, and based on what it seems, we did not have enough fuel. Off they go, and now you can see the creation. So this is basically Glider X, if you remember the last video or the last stream. On top of it is a small drone airplane. On top of it is the big SSTO. So, pushing up the re-entry to Mars, we have a contact, and the transfer window is coming within 1 hour. And that's awesome. Now I'm gonna cut it short. We only need 950 delta V per second. Sorry, delta V meter per second. And there we go. I hope this approach will be good enough. I do not want to crash into Duna, just like the craft which you see on your right side. That is Stranded 1, which was a failed test. Nevertheless, Jebediah Kerman, the brave guy, has kind of died waiting there. But to say the least, we have a contact with Duna, and there we go. I could say this is the best trajectory I ever have, like ever. And now we are going to our periapse retrograde and start the burn. So we are aiming to achieve an orbit within, well, I would say 100 or 50 maybe, just with a slight re-entry, to use the fully capability of this airplane to cruise over Duna. Alright, there we go, we passed the entry, 45 kilometers. Now I'm gonna be using aero braking, which basically means glide through the surface several times, like 10 times. Ironically, in real life, this wouldn't work because you always have, well, you will always need food, a lot of food, and there's always the chance that you will actually fart in the capsule. And in that case, the whole flight is screwed. So this was the second time, by the way, and now we are going. Third time is a charm. Please land. We're gonna pitch down a little bit, like 25 degrees, so we can enter through a harsher re-entry. 45 kilometers is not really good for Duna because the air pressure at this level is rather low. So to save all the fuel that's left for the landing, because this will land in a, well, in a crazy way, stay tuned for that, I'm using the monopropellant fuel. Okay, so we're gonna fine tune it here and let's go for the entry. There we go. Put your seatbelts on, Mr. I forgot who was our pilot. Bill Kerman, the engineer himself. Okay, we're flipping out of control, which is good in a way because we are actually reducing our vertical speed. And there we go, main engine ignition. If you remember the landing, I've mentioned it, it's gonna be horizontal landing. Literally speaking, this airplane cannot land on Duna. Any airplane cannot land on Duna. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go upside down, slow ourselves down, gears are down, alright, ever so carefully, and we have reached the best angle for landing as we can. We have still enough fuel, just enough for the landing, and once we land we actually can refuel. This airplane is more than just equipped with 8 drills and a few ore tanks, and it's capable of achieving orbit and back to Kerbal again. So I'm gonna use MechJib to kind of help me with this, and there we go, ever so carefully. Our speed's a little bit increasing, 40 meters per second. Bill Kerman, do not let me down. Otherwise, we're gonna follow Jib to, you know, Kerbal heaven-ish. Okay, so we still have 800 Delta V, which is bad, because this is gonna be a heavy landing. The last time I tested this, I was using cheat, so I don't think this is gonna go well. So we're gonna take manual control. We are almost at the surface. We're just fine-tuning the best way we can land, because when I land, I don't want to move in any direction. Luckily, MechJib would be helping with this, and the engineer, Bill Kerman. Okay, last step, easy boy. Now it looks like a freaking airplane. The center of the mass, by the way, is below, if we are looking at it in the horizontal way. Therefore, the landing should be easy. Okay, so now is the last stage. Once we slow our speed down, we're just gonna flip the airplane on its gear. At this speed, it will literally not crash, because those wheels should be able to handle around 20 meters per second horizontal speed, and we are barely going at 5. Now, there we go, flip. Alright, this is it. Easy boy. Bill Kerman, ladies and gentlemen. And touchdown in one piece. If you've seen, the drill has jumped out of the cargo bay out of the excitement to drill on the surface of Duna. Okay, easy peasy. There we go. And touchdown. Oh, I can't believe this. We actually made it. So we open the cargo bay, get our solar panels up, and fix our heading to 90 degrees, because that's where we will be taking off. Meanwhile, let's take this moment to praise the engineer, Bill Kerman, who have made it safely. So we got 8 drills. Sometimes, as you can tell, the drill doesn't work unless it has a land contact. Therefore, we have to reduce, to bring down the wheels, basically, time acceleration, and we are full on fuel. Not only that, we actually have extra fuel now, because we have our ore tank, and preparation has been set. Time to set the transfer window. Okay, all systems a go. We got the perfect transfer window, and now it's time to take off. So this, put your seatbelt on. This flight's about to get bumpy, but Bill Kerman does not seem to be worried. Honestly, he's worried a lot. I mean, come on, we have a lift off and walked up. Okay, phase 2 is to actually achieve an orbit, and it's important to make it as, let's say, as smooth as possible. Don't mind me going up vertically. This is the only way this airplane is gonna take off. But for the orbit, we need to achieve a minimum orbit, and I've set the transfer window so we don't need to wait for a very long time. Otherwise, this is gonna be a hell long waiting. So we are now going to circularize. We need 400 Delta V, and we actually have more than enough. Matter of fact, I think we even have some extra fuel for Kerbal. Who knows? We might visit the moon on the way. So our transfer window needs 600 delta V, and that's more than, well, efficient, I can tell you this. We'll have to make some correction on the way, however, because as you can see, the approach is not direct. There we go, lads. Finally, after 5 hours of fine-tuning, now we have a perfect interception for planet Kerbal. And we are coming in hot with a victory on Bill Face. Bill Kerman, the engineer, has made it to Duna, and now he is on his way back on top of a glider. So we're approaching Kerbal. We are in his sphere of influence. Now it's time to set a retrograde burn to capture its orbit. Otherwise, we're gonna be stuck in space. So again, after a couple of hours of fine-tuning, we have eventually got our retrograde perfect angle, perfect place, and we are capturing the orbit. Mission accomplished. Now it's time for their entry. Now obviously it goes without saying, a re-entry at such stage or such a high orbit is gonna be bouncy of the atmosphere. This is the 4th try. I hope we will actually reach the atmosphere this time. And the reason is we actually run out of fuel. Literally speaking, we run out of fuel. We don't have any fuel left. Therefore, we're gonna skip through the atmosphere 1 or 2 times more, and we're coming in now. We're gonna be in the desert. The sun is shining. Alright, there we go. The entry looks smooth. Everything seems to be alright. We got some extra fuel which we are using from the glider up on top. I hope we will not use the liquid fuel, otherwise this mission will go kaput. We are lowering to 20 degrees. We're actually losing a lot of speed. We will not be able to cope up with the pressure, and we actually run out of almost any type of fuel. And now it's the moment for Plan B. As the engineer I am, I have designed it to do this. Well, actually, it didn't do anything. I designed it to do this. Okay, now I'm talking about. This airplane is a drone, literally speaking, and we've just lost the nose. Are we gonna lose something else? Please don't crash. Okay, whew. That was the heaviest part. So this airplane is an actual drone on another drone on top of a glider. So basically we're flying now a drone that's carrying our glider, which Bill Kerman is standing in, and this has enough fuel to get us actually to, well, anywhere on Kerbal. So let's cut it short and go to the runway. Alright, there we go. We have a lineup for the runway. What I'm gonna try to do is gonna sound crazy, but I will try to actually drop this glider. I'm gonna drop the drone plane, and it should land in one piece, is hopefully. So we're lining up. 1, 2, 3. Launch. Okay, launch. There we go. And it failed. It's gonna crash. It banked to the left and it crashed down, but still we have the glider speeds 100. We're gonna need to make another lineup for the runway. Hopefully it can land in one piece. Well, basically this can land in one piece anywhere, including the VAB. However, we want to land on the runway. Alright, there we go. Ever so carefully, Bill the engineer pull up toward the runway where the drone plane has crashed in, and come on, easy boy. There we go. Ever so carefully, ever so slightly. Glider X, mission accomplished. Welcome back, Bill Kerman. And out of his happiness and the reaction willpower, there goes the victory dance. Alright, that's it, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks so much for watching, and don't forget to hit that like button if you liked today's video, and stay tuned for more.